Just imagine, you are the owner of a multi-million-dollar jewelry empire. Every celebrity flaunts your brand with pride. But one day, when you walk into your very own store, an employee stops you at the entrance and tells you, "Sir, this store is not meant for people like you." Do you think this is just a misunderstanding? No. This is a story of prejudice, struggle, and justice. Today, we'll hear the journey of a black CEO who proved to the world that respect and rights can never be decided by the color of one's skin. Marcus Johnson, a 42-year-old African-American businessman, was raised in a humble middle-class neighborhood. His childhood was filled with poverty and constant taunts. People used to tell him again and again, black people never become rich. But Marcus never stopped dreaming. He worked odd jobs through college, hustled, and secretly learned the craft of jewelry designing. After a decade of endless struggle, he launched his very first luxury brand, MJ Lux Jewelers. Now his stores shined brightly across New York, Los Angeles, and Miami's high-end districts. Every rapper, every athlete, and top fashion model proudly wore his signature pieces. Marcus had built an empire with sweat, sleepless nights, and unshakable determination. Yet to the world, he was still just a black man. It was a chilled Saturday morning. Marcus casually decided to drop by his uptown flagship store. Normally he arrived in tailored suits, with a chauffeur opening his door. But this time, he chose something simple, a hoodie, jeans, and sneakers. Inside the store, a new hire was on duty, Jessica. She was a young, arrogant saleswoman who thought of herself as classy. The moment Marcus walked in, Jessica's eyes scanned him from head to toe with a judgmental glare. Jessica, excuse me, sir, can I help you? Because this store is not for everyone. Marcus replied politely, I just wanted to look around the store, check out some pieces. Jessica smirked. Look around? Sir, this isn't some shopping mall for window shoppers. Only serious buyers come here. And honestly, I don't think you can afford it. Marcus froze for a moment. He calmly said, This store is important to me. I just need a quick tour. But Jessica stepped forward, blocking his way with her hand. Sir, please, our luxury clients don't like to be disturbed. People like you usually waste time. Don't you get it? This store isn't meant for people like you. Nearby customers stared awkwardly. Some even smirked, enjoying the scene. For Marcus, this moment was like a flashback. Back to his school days when he was pushed out of the cafeteria line for one single reason, his skin color. Marcus asked calmly, Do you even know who I am? Jessica burst out laughing, mocking him. Oh, please. Everyone says that. I'm important. I'm a VIP. I've seen so many people pretending to be rich. But trust me, sir, you don't look the part. Marcus just stared at her coldly. His eyes reflected nothing but disappointment. Right there in front of customers, he was being treated like an outsider, like an intruder in his own empire. At that very moment, a senior employee, Sarah, walked out from the back. The second she saw Marcus, she froze in shock. Jessica, stop right now. Do you even realize who this man is? Jessica frowned in confusion. He's just some random guy disturbing our clients. Sarah's voice echoed through the store. He is Marcus Johnson, the owner of MJ Lux Jewelers, the man who signs your paychecks. Jessica's face turned pale. Her arrogance instantly melted into fear. Customers gasped and began whispering. And Marcus? He stood there silently, his face heavy with hurt. Marcus walked further inside, but the atmosphere had turned awkward. Employees greeted him with respect, but his mind was stuck on one thought. Despite all my success, people still don't recognize me. To them, I'm just another black man who doesn't belong in luxury. He thought deeply to himself, I've given my all to build this empire, and yet, even today, my people have to prove that we deserve to be here. If I stay silent, tomorrow another black customer will face the same insult. Inside him, anger and determination burned together. And so, Marcus made up his mind. This matter wouldn't end here. He wasn't just going to teach Jessica a lesson. He was about to hold up a mirror to society itself. Now the question is, will Marcus simply ignore the insult, or will he take a step so powerful that it leaves everyone speechless? Stay tuned, because in part 2, Marcus's plan will shock you. In the last part, we saw how a black CEO, Marcus Johnson, tried to enter his own luxury jewelry store, only to be insulted by an arrogant employee, Jessica, who judged him and said, This store is not for people like you. And when the truth came out that Marcus himself was the owner, Jessica was left speechless. But Marcus wasn't a man who stayed silent. He decided this wasn't just a personal insult. This was a mission to teach everyone a lesson. Marcus walked deeper into the store. Employees greeted him respectfully. Customers stared in awe. But his face was stone cold. Jessica stood quietly in a corner, trembling. She thought Marcus would fire her on the spot, but he said nothing. He simply wrote a note and handed it to Sarah. Boardroom meeting, tomorrow morning, mandatory for all staff. Jessica's heart sank. Why didn't he fire me right away? His silence is scarier than words. Marcus didn't speak another word that day, but inside his mind, a master plan was taking shape. That night, Marcus stood on his office balcony, staring at the New York skyline. Not with champagne in hand, but with an old notebook, the diary where he had written his struggles. He thought to himself, as a kid, I saw signs outside stores saying whites only. I was kicked out of my school cafeteria for being black, and today, inside my own empire, I'm still treated like an outsider. If I stay silent, then what was the point of all my success? His eyes welled up with tears, but he wiped them away firmly. Tomorrow, I'll remind them who built this empire. The next morning, all employees gathered in the store's conference room. Jessica sat pale-faced, avoiding eye contact. Marcus walked in, not in a sharp suit, but in the same hoodie and jeans he wore the previous day. The room fell silent. He turned on a projector. The first slide appeared, MJ Lux Jewelers built from nothing. Marcus began calmly. Yesterday, something happened. I was treated like a stranger. I was insulted. I was told, this store is not for people like you. You all know who I am, the founder and CEO of this company. But yesterday reminded me of one truth. To the world, I am still just a black man. Even if I become a billionaire, in their eyes I will always be an outsider. The room was dead silent. Jessica's eyes filled with tears. Marcus continued, I want you all to think, if your boss can face this kind of insult, then imagine what ordinary black customers must go through. How many turned away because of your attitude? How many felt humiliation that they never deserved? Heads hung low. Marcus's voice trembled, but it carried power. This empire was not built on diamonds or gold. It was built on struggle. It was built on the hope of every black youth who dares to dream of success. But if we ourselves insult people at our doors because of their skin or their clothes, then who are we standing for? Marcus pressed a buzzer. 2 assistants brought in a large black box and placed it on the table. Marcus opened it. Inside was a broken old bracelet made of cheap metal. This was my first design. I made it back in college. I had no money then. I was thrown out of stores, laughed at, humiliated, but I never gave up. And today, this design is the reason I'm here. So let me tell you something. A customer's worth is not decided by their clothes, not by their skin. Their worth is decided by their dreams. The employees were emotional. Some silently wiped away tears. Marcus turned to Jessica. Jessica, yesterday you insulted me. But what hurt me more was that you insulted the values of this brand. MJ Lux does not judge people by their appearance. When you joined, you took an oath to respect every customer, and you failed. Jessica broke down crying. Sir, I'm so sorry. I thought I was being classy. I didn't realize I was causing so much pain. Marcus sighed. Sorry is not enough. Your mistake risked the reputation of this entire brand. You are terminated, effective immediately. Jessica collapsed in tears, but Marcus's voice remained firm. This is not revenge. This is responsibility. If I let this slide, tomorrow another black customer will face the same humiliation. One thought the meeting would end there. But Marcus made a shocking announcement. Starting today, we are launching a new program, the Open Door Initiative. From now on, every MJ Lux store will follow one rule. Every customer will be treated like a VIP, whether they are a billionaire or an ordinary worker. A portion of our profits will be donated to a business education fund for black youth. And most importantly, I will personally visit stores at random without revealing my identity. Any employee who fails to show respect will not remain a part of this company. Gasps filled the room. Employees were stunned, but deep inside they knew Marcus was not just a boss. He was a visionary leader. Jessica was escorted out, but Marcus's mission wasn't over. He thought, this isn't just about one employee, this is about society. He called his PR team. I want this story in the media by tomorrow. People must know what happened. I will not stay silent. The team hesitated. Sir, if the media twists the story, it could hurt the brand. Marcus's tone was firm. No, if we speak the truth, people will respect us. If we hide it, the brand becomes hollow. This empire stands for respect, not just diamonds. And so Marcus announced his next bold move. The incident was no longer a private humiliation. It had become a public mission. In the next part, we'll see what happens when the story hits the media. Will Marcus's brand rise even stronger, or will critics try to bring him down? Stay tuned, because in part 3, Marcus's journey reaches a climax that will inspire the world. In part 2, we saw Marcus give an emotional speech to his staff. He terminated Jessica and launched a new initiative, the Open Door Initiative, ensuring every customer would be treated with equal respect. But Marcus didn't stop with his employees. He decided his message had to go public. The story was no longer confined to an office. It had become a lesson for society. 2 days later, the headlines blazed across New York's biggest newspapers. Black billionaire denied service at his own store. Marcus Johnson exposes racial bias in luxury retail. TV channels ran heated panel discussions. Some anchors praised Marcus for speaking the truth. Others criticized him. This is nothing more than a publicity stunt, a manufactured drama to boost his brand. Social media erupted. Twitter trended with #RespectEveryCustomer. Young black entrepreneurs tweeted, "Marcus, you spoke for all of us." But haters sneered, "Money can't buy class. He still doesn't belong in luxury spaces." Marcus watched every tweet, every comment. He told his PR team, "I will not stay silent. I will speak directly to the people." CBS arranged a primetime interview. The anchor asked, "Mr. Johnson, you're a billionaire with a world-class lifestyle, yet you were denied entry into your own store. How did that feel?" Marcus took a deep breath. "It felt like I was a child again, back in those days when I wasn't allowed to sit in the cafeteria, when the library refused me a card, all for one reason, my skin color. This pain is not mine alone. It's the pain of every black person." The audience was silent. The anchor pressed on. "Critics say this was just a publicity stunt." Marcus smiled calmly. "If I wanted publicity, I'd flaunt my diamonds and private jets. But I'm here to share one truth. Respect is a human right. And until it exists equally, even inside luxury stores, my empire is incomplete." The interview went viral. Over 1 million views in 24 hours. Marcus became a symbol, not just a wealthy black man, but strong, unapologetic, and unshaken. But success always brings enemies. Some major luxury competitors began lobbying against Marcus. Anonymous blogs spread poison. Marcus exaggerates racism for attention. He humiliates his employees just to stay famous. Jessica also resurfaced, appearing in a tearful YouTube video. "I never meant to insult him, but he ruined my career. I'm the victim here." The public split in two. Some supported her, others accused her of chasing sympathy. Marcus's advisors warned him, "Sir, your brand's reputation is at risk. Maybe it's time to close this chapter." But Marcus shook his head. "No, I'll keep fighting. This isn't just about me. It's about everyone." Marcus decided to amplify his message. He announced a grand charity gala, Jewels of Justice. Celebrities, media figures, and young entrepreneurs were invited. The theme, "Every soul is precious like a diamond." On stage, Marcus stood under the spotlight, holding a brilliant diamond in his hand. This is the world's most precious stone, but its value only appears when it is polished. Every human being is also a diamond, whether black or white, rich or poor. If we don't give them the chance to shine, society will never truly sparkle. The audience rose in a standing ovation. The media hailed it as one of the most powerful speeches of the decade. After the gala, major luxury brands began shifting their policies. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Cartier all issued public statements. "We support inclusivity. Every customer deserves respect." Young people in the black community felt inspired. One viral TikTok showed a teenager declaring, "Marcus proved black excellence isn't just a dream, it's reality." The hashtag #RespectEveryCustomer had now become a global movement. Months later, Marcus casually walked into his store again, wearing the same hoodie and jeans. This time, new employees greeted him warmly. "Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to MJ Lux. Please let us know how we can serve you." Marcus smiled. Peace filled his heart. "Finally, my empire stands on the foundation I always wanted, respect." He picked up a bracelet, the same cheap old design he had created back in college, and handed it to the cashier. "Place this in the most prominent spot in the showcase. Let it remind everyone that greatness begins in small places. So, Marcus's story comes to an end. What began with an insult turned into a revolution. The man who was once rejected at the doors of his own store showed the world that dignity and justice are not defined by skin color, clothes, or appearance. And most importantly, he transformed his personal struggle into a global lesson. The message was clear. Diamonds may shine in the light, but the brightest shine is respect.